Do this shit until they murder me.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. My name is Xenozach, and today we will continue on from the previous video and beginner's guide, and hopefully that was helpful to at least some of you out there, or at least got you interested in starting up the game. So, as you can see, I currently have no weapons attached, nothing, and we'll get into that a little bit as soon as I open up my inventory, but you can see that I don't have a quest currently going. If you look up to the top right hand corner, right underneath the map, that is where your normal quest or the main quest that you were doing is going to appear. Now I do have extra quests because again I have multiple characters, and when you have multiple characters, some of the quests intertwine between multiple characters, whereas your story quest can only be completed by that singular character that you have, but each character you have can then run along the story and progress through, or you can pretty much, as I suggested in the last one, screw the story and jump off and have some fun killing everything around you. And I say that in the most largest terms. Now let's say you have started a quest and you have suddenly pressed the B button and backed out, and you're left there with a kind of a puzzle moment as to how to reclaim that quest. Well, if you look at the top, you again, that first quest line, the unaccepted tree spirit expert, you will see that it has a little spiral beside it. Anytime it has a spiral, that refers to the black spirit issued quests that you will receive. If it has a book, it normally refers to story, and if it has a if you scroll down there to the fourth one, number one, it's referring to either area or town quest given. So you can see that the Black Spirit quest is the first one, so all we have to do is go down to the bottom hotkey, and that is down on the D-pad, and bring up his quests. Now you will see you won't have the extra quests that I do, but you will also have just any quest that he has available for you. So what I suggest to you to do is accept any Black Spirit quest, Black Spirit's gift first that you get, basically completing certain quests or going down, progressing through the story. Some quests throughout the story itself will issue you inventory slots, as I mentioned in the previous video. This is one of those where the Black Spirit will issue you one inventory slot, as again to increase your inventory space. Now that does not increase the weight that you can carry, it just increases the slots that you have available to maximize the weight that you have. Then we have what is a completion target, Felnia, which is learn about the tree spirits that we did. So we're going to accept this quest first to get that inventory slot. And what you're going to see is it says quest objective accomplished, meaning you've already accepted this quest, and although you're on that screen, you can't necessarily go and get it. So an easy way around this is clicking the other quest that you have, so that that previous quest will then pop back up as a completed. It's a little bit of a, I assume, mixed type of situation with the system, that it doesn't seem, even though your quest is completed, it doesn't register on the chart unless you back out and reopen that menu. However, one thing I want to point out is that if you pick a quest before it, you can always go back, and when you pick up the second quest, the Black Spirit's gift will always come back on top. I hope that wasn't too confusing for any of you guys who are following along. It is a little bit confusing, I get that. Anyway, for the quest menu, one of the things I had mentioned in the previous video that I never got to touch upon was the kind of having multiple characters situation that a lot of players do in this game, simply because it's a way to build up energy and knowledge, as well as doing contribution points, which each character you have progressing through the story earns contribution experience. And as I pointed out in the top video, in the top corner and above the health bar, you earn XP by completing quests. So if you have multiple characters, it's an easy way to build up a plethora of contribution experience, because all your characters share your contribution, and your total contribution and your total energy. Apologies for that. All your contribution and all your energy are totaled out between all your characters. So the max for each character or the max is shared among your entire family rather than just the individual character. They can be used, your energy can be used individually. However, your contribution is something that is shared among all. So if you invest contribution points with one character, the other characters carry that around. However, their energy can be used individually. But the other benefit of having multiple characters is the fact that when you first start out the game and you are progressing through, when you have quests that again ask you to learn about certain things, when you have your multiple character, your second time around, you've already completed the the learning about that quest stage, so you have the knowledge of what they're asking you for. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to show you what happens when you have the second time around running through the story with your character. What's going to happen? Quest auto completes. It says quest objective completes. As I said, the Black Spirit gifts pop up after, so you can claim that to your inventory slot. And Tree Spirit Expert done right there. So you can see it's telling you to go. Oh, I didn't realize the chat was off. Tree Spirit, it's already telling you to go. So we're going to go and do that. However, since this is not my first character and I am going to kind of slightly walk through this as fast as possible so we don't slow down, I may have pre-purchased a lot of gift or items already for my character. This means, unfortunately, while it's your first time running through the game, that I kind of have a little bit of leeway, or kind of, not really kind of, it is. I pre-purchased a lot of items from my other characters and managed to have it. So we're going to have our main hand, our second hand, our armor, our glove, our shoes, our helmet, our necklace, 2 rings, 2 earrings, and 1 belt. Now, the Rough Iron Buster is one of those. It's an awakened. It's later on in the game. Again, you pass level 49 to 50. You can then progress through. At level 56, you can awaken your character and unlock new abilities. That is for something in a later video that I'm going to hopefully be able to touch upon with you guys. But for now, just understand that the items that I currently have equipped to this character, the AP and DP that I'm starting out with compared to most beginners or first time viewers, is going to seem way higher and is way higher than a normal person progressing through the game for the very first time. One thing you're going to also want to ask is, well, you have 3 different gears, 3 different colors of gears. The first one, the main hand, is a gold. This is the highest or rarest type of loot that you can get, and this one just happens to be a boss gear. The greens are normally your more common. There are less common, which is the 0 leveled gear. The green gear is kind of your mid gear. Blue gear is your second highest, and then it goes. So you get clear, green, blue, then gold. The Asula set is something you unlock later on. Again, from going through the story, you won't unlock these type of gears. Unfortunately, again, that's one of the things I have going for me because I have multiple characters. And while it might seem like a cheat, it is definitely one of those things. If you have the possibility of grinding out a lot of time, it's one of those things you want to invest in as soon as possible. So, our inventory expansion here is a +2 expansion that we received from the Black Spirit, and typically that's what he's going to hand off to you. So we open that, and we have some HP potions that is automatically binded to our left on the D-pad. Now you will notice I have extra slots compared to previously. I currently have a value pack active that I got from a quest that I was able to use, which basically means I get kind of one of those pay-to-win elements, I suppose. Packs you can buy to increase your inventory, increase the amount you get back from the marketplace, which we'll touch on when we get to our first city. And yeah, it's one of those things that definitely is a turn off. But if you're a free to play player, it's not as big of a deal. There is still other ways of progressing or earning money than just using the value packs. So let's continue on and go to our first stop. Okay, so continuing our journey, our quest takes us to Faina, who is the camp, Western Guard camp officer. Now, she's the one who is the completion of the quest. You are issued the quest from the Black Spirit. Simply claim it, and you can see again she gives you another Black Spirit quest. Now, Black Spirit is most of the time the story. It's not the only part of the story, but the main quest line does pretty much revolve around the Black Spirit. So you can see that we're gonna take back the wagon drivers' silver from the imp soldiers and take back the wagon drivers' belongings from the imp soldiers. Defeat imp wizards is basically what it's asking you, and we can see we'll get some cool stuff afterwards. Again, my character is quite large, so poor little imps are going to kind of suffer. And we can see most of the beginning adventures are going to start off here. However, we do have another quest done. And that was pretty much a simple task. So running back, we go back to the person for completion. A lot of beginners here, it seems. She just used us kind of a neat reward, but again, most of the gear you're going to get from the beginning is just to help you progress through the story. There are good items as you progress through the story. Eventually, you're going to have to look into investing after grinding out with your squad, your guild, your clan, into earning more silver to buy those higher leveled items or leveling them up yourself. And we'll go over that again later on down the road. So you can see she issues just a nice sub box. It comes with an ornamental nut. However, I already have one that's pretty much higher than it, so it's not going to be worth too much to me. I kind of stacked my my lovely berserker quite a bit, so let's progress through this as fast as possible and get on with the story. So I will see you guys when I'm getting to the next section. Alright everyone, so moving on, the first place you're going to be visiting, or main camp you're going to be doing, is the Western Guard camp. Now progressing through the story, when you first come into what is essentially just a small town-like area, you're going to see that on the mini-map, a lot of the people that you see around you are going to be question marks. Now this is, again, you're unfamiliar with the territory, you need knowledge of the place, so what you're going to do as a first time player progressing through the story is to walk up to every character that has a question mark or above them or on the mini-map. They're going to be highlighted with an exclamation point in a box. You simply walk up to them, talk to them, and they then pop up on your mini-map, and you can see that everyone in here I mostly have, and you will notice that they have different icons that represent those individual characters. You can familiarize yourself with them, but I don't find it as useful as it should be. The only time it becomes useful is when you again open up the world map, the main area. I have quests that I have to complete, but the main area you go to, you're going to enter into the town. You can see that you have the individual characters that you can talk to. These are the NPCs that are the main people you want to talk to when you go in. Now these will appear on your map as just exclamation points if you haven't seen it. And you want to do is every time you go to a new town or city, you want to make sure that you talk to as much people in that city as possible so you can get some information and then increase your knowledge. As well as doing so will pretty much increase your energy. Again, most of this stuff I've done, but hopefully it's giving you guys a simple way of repeating steps every time you come towards a new city. So I've completed a couple of the other quests. However, we've been earning skill points. So what we're going to do is press start. go to the skill guide. And we brought this up last time. You can see that I have 3 skill points since we've been killing things. Skill points you earn the same way you would with contribution. Just killing things. Contribution is from quest. Killing gains you experience for leveling up, as well as skill points. Skill points and your normal XP are slightly different. The skills that you have available, again, we've gone through most of these. These are all the skills that you can learn. However, when you're first starting, you want to make sure you're on learnable. Learnable meaning on the right hand, again, is your total skills that you have. That number increases every time you kill things, you're increasing knowledge, or just going out there and wreaking havoc. Your skill points eventually rack up. The number on the left side of the skill points is the amount that you currently have that you're able to use and invest into skills that you want to learn. Now we have Claw Scar right here. You can see that Claw Scar on the left hand gives you a description as well as the details or effects that has. Down at the bottom it says bleeding damage of 5 inflicted every 3 seconds for 9 seconds on good hits. HP recovery plus 10 per hit or per every good hit. So you can see that if we want to demo what ability we're going to be using, you can see it looks kind of similar to our basic attack. And this being the difference being is that this one actually uses out our skill bar rather than just doing melee to replenish it. Again, hopefully you guys paid attention in the last video to be able to tell when you're using your skill bar and when you're just doing normal hits. So we have 3 skills, which is exactly what's required. Let's go ahead and click on that. Do you want to learn this skill? Yes. And then that's done. As you can see, we used up our skill points, so we're going to have to go out and kill quite a couple more imps out there in order to pick up some more skill points. So from here on, if you've already progressed through picking up all the quests that these guys have to offer, and I recommend it, some people in here will issue quests in towns to run around to get to know other vendors in the town. If you've previously talked to them, it doesn't do much. You've already at least interacted with that NPC. You're still going to have to go back and interact with them if you have a quest telling you to get to know other vendors in the area. So our quest currently is defeat steel imps that are attacking Western Camp. The Western Guard Camp is pretty much the first area, very low levels compared to most of the other as we're progressing through, so hopefully this gives you sort of an interesting feel again. Gotta help our guys out here, so we're gonna run around. Now, again, these little areas light up where your target is. You want to go there, simply run up, and boom, we earned some more combat skill points. But want to progress through. Perfect. You can see that as soon as we complete that quest, everybody on the mini-map turns back from yellow to red, signifying that we've completed all our targets. However, we do seem to have a couple of those out there that we're going to have to do. So let's go and grab those ones. The small tree spirits. What quest did I not complete for the small tree spirits? Seems I have a quest I didn't do. Come on, it's like whack-a-mole, honestly. Alright, so we finished that one. So, now we have to run back. Simply put away the axe, we'll be able to pick up a little bit more speed, however our stamina bar is a little bit low. And there we go. Speak to the gentleman. Complete that quest. He gives us some energy experience. And now, here's something I want to point out. whenever you have some quests you do, as soon as you complete them, they bring up different basic rewards you get for completing that quest. One of the ones that most people don't seem to pay attention to as soon as they autocomplete is the boots or the shoes that have the up arrow. That signifies a speed boost buff that you get from completing this quest. So we're going to clear that. I know I had another quest completed that was in the town. Where is she? There she is. Again, I picked up a couple quests that you can from the beginning. Gonna go turn in that quest. She gives us a gold bar, some energy experience, regular experience, and contribution. So this one kind of pulls out with a total amount of a little bit of everything. Some quests are like this, others most of the time aren't. So now some quests are like this. They either offer you HP or most of the time MP. Again, most people that start this game, like I did, I picked MP because I loved my wizards, so it kind of helped, but for the most part, while you're starting out, I recommend grabbing as much of those HP potions as you can. And those gold bars will come in handy a little bit later on, but for now, we need to kill some imps, so let's go. Imp drops an item. Got a new skill. All new got an item drop. Roar. I think that was the headbutt. Yeah. Alright, so we've completed that quest, and sometimes after completing certain quests, it'll tell you to summon the Black Spirit to progress forward. So, this little bundle of darkness here will reward us with a speed boost that we can use to progress through the next side. Now again, he did not issue us our next quest, but we're going to take that one, go summon the Black Spirit, and head towards where we need to. And there's that little speed boost that it gives you. Now, auto running will actually take you sometimes the long route. It takes you to the main roads. Sometimes it'll take you over a couple dirt roads. So sometimes you just want to go through as fast as possible for that quest. I forgot this one's underground. You're gonna want to auto run it. Boom. You can see my giant seems to have picked up his pace. Now, some monsters you're gonna notice when you're first starting out, the monsters are gonna be attacking you. Now, the game is a little bit funny, is that if some monsters know they cannot damage you or actually do harm, they won't actually aggro towards you. They tend to aggro towards the weakest player first. So one of the things you're going to notice is that if you have low leveled gear, they will pretty much come right after you. As we can see, let's see if we put this on. Let's pull all of these off and I will show you what I mean. Now some of them won't attack you until you attack them. Let's see if I can get something to aggro towards me. No. I guess because I came in here with the high level gear, they won't attack me unless I come with low level. But going through, if you're running here in the first time and you do have low level gear, chances are they are going to chase you down. So, Tiny knows it is, and the boss's secrets.
The Red Nose Club is enormous. This cave
Again, a lot of these things, most of the time I don't read. Ooh, we do have an increase in attack speed, I think that one was. Or that one was just an attack order. Nobody wants to attack me, the berserker is too large. So, progressing through, let's go up here. Man, having low stamina in this game really does affect you. Now sometimes you're going to come to an area where the NPC takes time to load in, so just make sure you wait a little bit, and it should pop up here in a second. There we go. Our NPC is Uno. Now Uno, what are you going to have us do? Defeat the group of steel imps around the altar of Arcturus. So, let's go back and equip all the other stuff. Having all this does make me feel like a dirty player. It's hacks, I tell you. Hacks. That's what happens when you play through multiple times. Alright. Coming on, we go to... Again, a lot of this place is gonna have... The game is gonna have you running. You can auto-run it if you would like, or simply run there yourself. Hopefully, you're not all just running through. Swipe. Alright, we gotta kill 50 of these guys and then come on. We're getting some monster drops. Almost there. 38 out of 50. We're gonna keep going. Some of these are destructible, and of course some of them are not. Aha! Alter the Dark Wrath. Again, we have 2 quests here for the Black Spirit, so we're going to accept this one first. Staff of Agris. And there we go. So, take Steel Imp Wizard Staffs, 2 of those, 15, defeat the Steel Imps, you need 15 of those, and 15 Imp Warriors. So again, just look for what we're going to highlight. And we're going for our headbutt. Rah! I'm having way too much fun with the Berserker. These poor guys. It's like a level... It's the equivalent of a level 52, 53 coming in back to level 1 area doing the quest. That's pretty much what it feels like. Alright, we've completed that quest. Let's get to this Black Spirit. And he says to find Tiny Red Nose. So let's go find him. You can see that he is lit up on the area. So Can't wait for that movement. Okay. Tiny Red Nose. Now, if you've made it to this part with Tiny Red Nose, the next part is going to be kind of one of those things that gets you in and really immerses you in an MMO, which is the boss fights. So this is when the game actually tells you, hey, if you don't have knowledge on the monster, you will not see its HP. However, if you do have knowledge, then you will be able to see its HP bar drop when you're damaging it. Should you fail to defeat the Red Nose, which is the boss of the area, you can retry the quest by canceling and accepting it again. However, you must discard the summon scroll in order to receive the quest again. So, one of the things I have not touched upon is the party settings in this game. So, as you can see, I'm currently in a party, and it has me as the party leader. Now, something to keep in mind whenever you're playing with your friends or you're first getting started, that the second bar you see here on the bottom is actually referring to your party set, your party. You can have up to 5 people in a party with yourself, and the XP is divided among all of you. I believe between 2 players it's 50%, between 3 players it's 40%, and anything more than 3 players, so 4 and 5, is 30%. 30% of the XP on kill, someone in your party killing, is actually sharing among your platoon or your party. You can still see your full health and everything. However, you can have up to 5 people, so you'll have 5 other bars in here that will then show you the health and skill bar of your party. This way you can keep track whenever you're doing high level content and you're trying to manage who's doing what and who's going where to kill, that you are effectively grinding or effectively keeping each other alive and supporting if you need to. Now, if you have this item, which is the boss scroll, where's that boss scroll? I did not pick it up. Did I not pick up that scroll? No, I did not. Okay. So it tells you get an Captain Summon scroll. As we can see, it's right here. Now, it does tell you, and if you read the description, that a party cannot be formed while summoning a boss. A boss cannot be summoned while another boss is present. The party leader cannot be delegated if the boss has already been summoned, meaning you cannot switch party leaders if you're the person who summoned, you're the party leader who first summons the boss and you want to give it back to someone else, you have to defeat that boss and then do that. The boss will disappear after 5 minutes of idleness or in 30 minutes after being summoned. So if you don't kill it, or if you can't kill it, chances are you are going to have to either get some friends to help you out or try to go and hack and slash through the beginning and do damage. I recommend, if you're doing the story mode along with a friend, if you both pick up this quest, if one of you kills it and they're in a party, the quest will automatically complete for the other person in the party. If you're following along the exact same quest, keeping pace with each other, with that you complete one quest, your party completes the other. When you get to summon scrolls, you can actually, one person will complete it, but it will complete for the entire party. But you can still go and assign someone else the party leader role and have them summon their boss, so you can then gain more knowledge about that boss by killing any multiple of party members who have that scroll, their respective boss. However, again, it just needs the one completion from the party. Everybody in the party will have that completed if you're within the area. So we have another inventory expansion. Let's claim that. And we're going to go over and claim our boss, or summon our first boss. Now, one of the things you want to do is, if you're, again, going to party settings, is to make sure that if you do not know who's the party leader in your current party, is to make sure you are the person with this crown. The person with the crown is pretty much the leader of that party. As long as you have that, you can then summon any boss scrolls that you have. If you are not the party leader, again, you want to ask whoever has that leader role to assign it to you. If you are not the original party leader of that party, and someone else in your clan or your guild or your friends list was the main person, simply put, that if they're not online, you become the the leader of that party, like I am currently. However, my brother actually holds the party leader status, so if he's online, what's actually going to happen is he's going to be taking the party leader away from me, and if I would need to do this section of the video, then I would have to ask him for the leader role. So let's go and see our first boss, and hopefully you guys are still keeping pace, and this video isn't going to be too long. Let's go up here. Now, this is one of the biggest things I love about MMOs is the boss fights, and this is your low level bosses or area bosses that you can fight. Well, no, technically not even area boss. Boss fights that you can do in the game. Anyway, so what you would do is you can run up to the dark portal here, and we're gonna hold Y and summon our first boss. There we go. And I love the animation again for these. It is really cool. These are the reasons I invest into MMOs. It's always fun to go against some boss with friends, and he does not seem that much larger than me, which is kind of hilarious. So, keep in mind, again, I do have high level gear, so this is going to be very anticlimactic. This might take you quite a bit. You can see his health up top. One of my hits is pretty much chunking away at his health. You can see that the area on the ground lit up. That means he was dropping one of his attacks. There we go. And killing that boss will then take him away back into the portal. And away we go. Again, it seems very anticlimactic. I do have higher gear, and I do apologize if it seems like one of those. Oh, it's not intentional, but I do want to progress as fast as possible through the story to show you guys how to get through it. That doesn't mean I have to be locked at the same gear. It would be nice to be able to prove it to you guys, but progression of the content is what must happen. So we've completed that one. We're gonna go back, summon the Black Spirit, and see what else he has in store for us. Again, completing another quest. You can see that he gives us some skill XP. Accept that one. Complete compliment of a veteran. And there we go. So again, apologies to anyone who made that one seem. I kind of hyped it up a little bit. It just didn't live up to its name. Follow the coastal road to Velia. Alright, so we can see again we have to run over there. So let us go to the main road. We got that slight speed boost. That makes my nice berserker here look like a marathon runner. So we're going to follow the coastal road here to Velia. It's actually hilarious when you get those boosts. And the way it makes you run is just it's just fun to watch sometimes. On this character, it's even more laughable. So you're gonna see one of these things pop up occasionally. You can see that our character glows red, telling us we've entered a combat area or combat zone. What this simply means is that area you can be attacked by monsters outside of this, by other players if you have PvP Um, Anything above level 50, again, when we get to that quest, players can attack you freely if you're in a combat zone. However, when you get close to a town, you will flash green, and that will put you in the safe zone, where it doesn't matter what that player wants to do to you, you will pretty much be safe from damage. Again, you're going to discover the first of many of these question marks, so you're going to want to talk to them.
You've come to Logia Farm. Although the fields are a bit
Village
you can take some potatoes.
by the beautiful coast.
Goblins
And I do like
goblins
Beasts of the
shiver in
Crops.
fear instead of getting rid of imps and foxes. Trade is not an option with sissy porters.
Okay. This quest is pretty simple. Get some foxtails. It's one. Oh, these ones are over here. That's two. Come here, weasel. And that's number 3. Okay, and we need Fox's Claws. So we gotta run over here. Poor little fox. Now, some of these quests will not issue you what you're looking for. Sometimes you have to kill multiple of them. So keep in mind, it's not that you're gonna get a reward for it. It's just asking you to find that item from one of these. So you can get lucky with getting it in 3 hits from three different enemies, but most of the time when it's asking you to search and retrieve an item from an animal, then you're gonna be there a little bit, unless you have super luck with RNG. So we got a good amount of stuff from him for that. Let's put these away. Let's auto run towards here. Now, one thing I want to run over is we have different ratings for your profile page. Now, again, I do have multiple characters, so this page will look completely different from any of the other characters that you have. However, your time passed will reflect your individual character and how much you play that. Your family fame is, again, your entire family, all the characters that you own. Combat fame, life fame, special fame, those are all things that add up to that. And again, is carried over your entire family. However, the different fitness, there we go, fitness leveled up to 2, increased our stamina. Breath is something you can level up by just running around on the map. Strength is something you can do by doing certain quests that can give you, or they're doing trading. And health is you can obtain health experience from eating certain foods that will automatically give you health experience, or eating high level grade food will also do that as well. Now, one thing I want to touch upon, as you can see down here, is our karma rating. Now, our karma rating can go both ways. You can have a positive karma player, which is, again, first time starting. I only have 3,050, which is still a positive rating. You can, however, take your karma rating into the negative. One of the ways you can do this, which is, I don't recommend it, is by killing innocent animals or killing other players. Killing enough players outside of in a combat zone will pretty much make you a red player. And going into negative karma, if you have too much negative karma, you won't be able to actually go into a city. The guards will actually chase you. And if you want to reclaim your karma, you simply go back killing normal monsters. As long as they're normal, anybody that's red, that's a normal monster, you'll gain back your karma slowly but surely. Depending on the speed that you kill them, you can gain that back relatively fast. The max currently, I think, is around 30,000 or 300,000. I'm pretty sure it's 30,000 positive. If we're going about being in an equal spectrum, I'd assume you could get about negative 30,000 in the opposite direction for negative karma. Our energy is 265 on this character. Again, I've been increasing my energy on my other character, progressing through that storyline. So I've also been energy again is shared among the total energy is shared among your characters. The individual energy is of course paired off with your individual character. So, but without making this video go on too long, let's hurry up and pick up these couple quests and head into the first town main town that we're going to go into, or main city, which is Velia. As you can see, it's right over here, and you will see that there are people fishing. Now, some people can AFK fish, which is AFK is the term where you are away from your controller, or it stands for away from keyboard. In this case, it would be AFC for controller. You won't have to focus too much on these. As you can see, there's a plethora of people here on the island. You can build sailboats and stuff, but fishing is a life quest that you can do to increase your life skills, and we'll go over those again in probably the next video, so I can touch up upon that and get you understanding some of the other types of things that you can do other than just going around and killing enemies. So we've come to Velia. This is your first main city that you will actually run into progressing through. So when you first start off, you're going to be going from here. You will not fight a field boss. The field bosses spawn in certain times. You're going to be going to the Ancient Stone Chamber. From the Ancient Stone Chamber, it's actually going to have you run to the Western Guard Camp. From Western Guard Camp, it has you run to the Imp Cave, which is where you met Red Nose. From Red Nose, it's going to take you up to the Altar of Agris, which, although the node is right here, it is actually referring to these things right. It's actually referring to right here, and this is where your first boss fight will be. After completing these quests, it's going to have you take the road and pull into Logia Farms. This is the first main farms you come across, and the first time you will see. Progressing to that, it then takes you to Coastal Cave, and from Coastal Cave you can then run down the beach to come to your first main city, which is Velia. And Velia is the first main city that you can have access to, and hopefully we'll touch a little bit more upon it in the next video, as this one's going to be a little bit too long, and I'm hoping that you guys manage to stick it all the way out. So, as for this video, guys, I'm going to stop it right here. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it. Hopefully it's at least showing you a little bit of progression through the game. Again, it's sort of a beginner's guide as well as a playthrough, so that we can go progress through the story and discuss things that you would normally not be able to your first time around, understanding some of the features that the game has, as well as getting around to, well, just plain walking through monsters with what I currently have, which is high level gear on your second time run through, of course. So without further ado, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Hit like, subscribe if you guys enjoyed the content, and I will see you next time. Have a good night, everyone.